Hello everybody, this is Jose Betancourt. Here I have the Dell Inspiron 13 7352 Special Edition 2-in-1 tablet. That's a lot to say. Try saying that 20 times in a row. But a 2-in-1 means that you can fold the screen and have tablet capability. This is a touchscreen laptop with the ability to fold the screen all the way back for presentations or to just read a book on your lap. Whatever you want. And here in this specific video, I'm going to demonstrate the screen, the many ways how you can use this tablet, the build quality, which you're watching now. The build quality is what caught my eye. Quick story. I have a Surface Pro 3, or I had a Surface Pro 3. I had the i3. Then I see on the Best Buy website that they had an i5 for $830. Actually, it was $850. So when I went over there, it was a display model. I looked it over and everything. I was like, all right, let me upgrade, pay $50 more, because the i3 edition of the Surface Pro 3 is $799. So I took the i5 home. I was truly amazed. I'm a big fan of the Surface platform. Truly amazed that there's a Intel i5 processor inside of a small chassis like the Surface Pro 3. I truly enjoyed it. The biggest highlight of the Surface Pro 3 was the screen. Of course, the pen integration with OneNote, which I used a lot. I'm definitely going to miss that. And that screen was really crisp, beautiful to look at. But what was happening, because you have such a small chassis on the Surface Pro 3 and an i5 processor, you're going to generate some heat. Now, I don't know if the heat caused the top right corner of my screen to warp outward, but I had warping on my screen. So I went to exchange it. And currently, just to give you a heads up, the i5 Surface Pro 3, 128 gigabyte model, is $899. So you might as well go with that one for $100 more than the entry-level i3. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to pay another $50 to get a brand new i5. I took it to Best Buy, and while I'm waiting for a sales rep to get me a new one, I noticed this little Dell Inspiron 13 sitting at a display. And the reason why I noticed it was because of the aluminum finish, which you're viewing in the video. I was like, wow, this looks really freaking nice for a Dell laptop. Now, I've had Dell computers in the past, nothing wrong with Dell. So as I'm looking it over, I feel the material, nice rubbery texture on the top when you close the lid. And overall, I was like, wow, this is a really nice looking and really good feeling laptop. And then I realized that it was a touchscreen, so I'm testing it out in tablet mode. I'm like, all right, the screen is pretty responsive, blah, blah, blah. Not really thinking twice of it. It wasn't until I looked at the tech specs of this device and I noticed that it said a 5th generation i7 processor, which was amazing because I couldn't believe it because, the 5th generation processors, Intel processor, are starting to come out. I didn't know they were out already. And not only did it have, in the information about the PC, not only did it say an i7, but it said 8 gigabytes of onboard memory, which was another amazement because I'm coming off an i5 with only 4 gigabytes of onboard memory on my Surface Pro 3. Then I see 1 terabyte of storage. Granted, it's not a solid state drive like on the MacBook Air or the Surface Pro 3, which will provide you really fast speeds when opening applications. But if you're used to having a home computer, chances are you do have a regular, maybe 5400 RPM hard drive, which is kind of risky on a laptop because if you drop it, the chances are that you might destroy your laptop because of all the moving parts in a regular standard hard drive. So a solid state drive is definitely a huge plus, and that was something that I was considering when I was trying to figure out if I should maybe get this Dell Inspiron 13 and forget about picking up a new Surface Pro 3. So it definitely caught my eye, and I started testing it out more thoroughly. And then I saw the price. Now, as I stated earlier, for an i5 Surface Pro 3 with 4 gigabytes of onboard memory and 128 gigabytes of solid state hard drive. For that, it would cost me $899. For the Dell 7352 Special Edition Dell Inspiron 2-in-1 tablet, it would cost me $829.99. Right there, combined with the impressive specs, like I'm totally like this Dell right here that you're looking at, it's future-proof for at least another year, maybe 2 years. Whereas we all know with the Surface platform, there will be another one. And there will be one with the 5th generation Intel processors, maybe a little bit of RAM for the entry levels. Instead of having 4, maybe they install 6 with a 4th generation i3 or an i5. But the hard drive space, I was getting 128 gigabytes of solid state hard drive space, which is expandable with an external SD card, which is what I did. But on the Dell Inspiron 13, I have 1 terabyte out of the box. And if I want to upgrade to a solid state drive, I can do so. And this Dell is no bigger than a MacBook Air 13-inch. The only advantage that the MacBook Air 13-inch has is that it's thinner. Not by much, because the MacBook Air is a very thin device. But you saw me with one hand tossing the Dell around, and it's a little over 3 pounds, so it's really manageable. You can put it in your bag, or you just carry it around all day if you want to with one hand. Now, I did test this out because you can fold the screen around, I believe it's 360 degrees. There's a test that you saw me doing here that I folded it in presentation mode, they call it, and with my finger, because I was simulating touching the screen while it was in that position. Now you're going to see it wobbling and everything because that's normal. But I pushed it, and you saw that the entire tablet or the entire laptop moved with it. So that's a good indication of good build quality. Overall, there's a lot to like about this laptop. The Dell Inspiron 13 7352 Special Edition is definitely a must-buy. I traded in my Surface, not traded in, but instead of exchanging for another Surface Pro 3, I went with this, and I'm extremely happy I did. Granted, the screen is not high res as the Surface Pro 3, but at 1080p, it's more than enough for what I want to do with it. I can upgrade my storage to a solid-state drive, or I can simply keep it as is. It's future-proof at the moment. But if you pick one up, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. Take care.